It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only, she's in the house, Alexandria Nicole, and she'll be talking about how to attract clients using strategic marketing. That should be interesting. What's going on, Alexandria? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Shay. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. I've got to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room, I'm sure for anyone that's watching, they're looking below and saying, attract more clients using strategic marketing. Take a moment. Because marketing, I think, has got a bad rap, okay? Sales has a bad rap, I get it. But marketing has got to be a close second. So take a moment and talk about what is marketing? What's your definition of marketing these days? And why do people struggle with it? Like, why are they having a hard time with it?
Yeah, so marketing, how we define it, it's simple. It's just the gap between your vision and the people that you serve, and the ways that you go about attracting those with your strategy and your storytelling and everything that it is that you have to put in place, your systems to attract those people, right? So when you think about marketing in the broad sense, it feels kind of scary. It feels
Mhm.
overwhelming. You feel like you need a degree and you need to have all these skills. Well, really, it's just simplified. It's about being clear on how you serve and positioning yourself to be able to convey what it is that you do to attract those people to you. So it's just that simple.
Easy to do, but easy not to do, by the way.
Right.
Um, Before we get started, we'll get to her background, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you have read her bio. Some of you already Googling her. Some of you know how famous you are. And some of you are like, Shay, I'm meeting her for the very first time. I have no idea who this person is. That's fine. We'll get into her background in a moment. Maybe you're listening. And thank you so much for tuning in, by the way. You have so many options. Maybe you're listening while you're cooking in the kitchen right now, or maybe you're at the gym and we're playing in your headset. We appreciate you. So I'll ask her the question, and we'll talk to two type of individuals. First, talk to the person who's a seasoned entrepreneur, and they've been doing this for a number of years, and they've seen iterations. Why do some senior people still have a hard time finding clients and using new software to help them get there?
Yeah. Sometimes we find that people that are seasoned, they are set in their ways and they really don't want to branch out and sometimes outsource the help that they need, or have a different approach to the way that they market outside of what they've been used to. So the thing about marketing is we have to constantly be doing market research. We have to be changing and evolving. And that's what we see most in the places where people are very experienced and seasoned, is they want to stick to what's been working for the last decade. But how you show up and how you serve and how you attract clients is not going to work the same now that it did 5 years ago, even last year. Everything's rapidly changing. So, first of all, you got to switch your mindset and be open to changing and using different methods to attract clients.
I love that, by the way. And now when you speak to the person who's maybe been doing this, they're kind of new. New is relevant. They've been doing really well in their profession. And I know you have
Yeah.
a whole brand around elevate your growth. And now they're now expanding into the entrepreneurship. A number of folks are dualpreneurs. They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. And they're like, well, I like this Shay, but does she help with the branding or making sure what my voice is? Because, I've kind of changed my purpose a little bit here and there. So take a moment and talk to the person who's still trying to find their footing. How can strategic marketing really help benefit them so we all get more clients?
Right. Well, first off, I think people that are new to the business space, they have to give themselves grace. They have to understand that your initial purpose might change and evolve over time. And you have to be able to pivot when you need to, be open, do a lot of research, really be in the space of reading and empowering yourself and getting into rooms. What I see a lot in my profession is people that are new to business. They feel intimidated walking into certain rooms, so therefore they limit the access that they have to empowering themselves and the resources because they feel like they're not ready. So my advice to those people is get in the room. We all do the mindset work, right? We all have to overcome the limiting belief and that voice in the back of our head that tells us that we're not good enough. But even when you are feeling like you're not prepared, do it anyway. Step out there. You got to move outside of the comfort zone. I tell my clients, I tell my children, I tell the people in our community that the thing that makes us successful is on the other side of fear. We just have to walk through it.
Said so well, and there's maybe a number of folks who are listening right now saying, Shay, I need to know who this person is. It sounds good. And she needs to really talk about this whole elevate growth and working through events, and we'll get to that. But can we slow down for a moment and then we'll speed back up? Can you take a few minutes and the question, what's the backstory? Who are you? What led you to doing what you're doing now and being so passionate about helping other entrepreneurs be able to grow and elevate their brand in the space they choose to be in?
Yeah. So my motivator factor in everything is I want to serve and I want to add value. And I love to take my lived experience and pay it forward to at least be able to expedite somebody's process from what it is that I've been through. So my initial background was I built and scaled a general contracting firm with my husband, and we were piecing things together. That's a lot of the motivating factor behind writing my book, The Entrepreneur's Checklist, is we were going to all these websites and reading all these various things and piecing together how to operate a business. And then thought to myself, well, I wish there was just like one place that told you what you needed to do to start a business. And therefore, I wrote a book and it's only 25 pages. And so while I was operating in that construction space, I felt like I was invited into a lot of rooms, but I was not welcome. So that was the motivator behind creating the elevate your growth space, is because you might get an invitation, but it's very obvious if people are giving you the cold shoulder or if spaces are very cliquish. You don't feel welcome and you don't necessarily feel like you can excel in that space. You're not really connecting. So everything that I do comes from a space of something that I experienced, something that I went through, something that I learned, and God works through me in the ways of He tells me to document things because I don't know how it's going to benefit me or someone else down the line. But then it becomes abundantly clear after I'm moving forward. Oh, this is why I was supposed to document this so that I can help empower people in these different various spaces. And that's how we came to empower people through workshops and through our book and through our community, is helping those people that generally are introverted or they're new to the business world or they're experienced, but they've marketed in a certain way and they've not necessarily gotten in the rooms. We make them feel comfortable. We make them feel welcome. And we create a very intentional space of just loving on people and adding value and answering questions and just serving first.
I love the serving first. I guess they're wondering, elevate your growth. What's the backstory behind that name?
Oh my goodness, because we're always ever evolving. There's never going to be a point in time, at least especially for me and you and everybody that's listening, where you feel like you've learned everything, you're tapped out on knowledge. I'm good, I've learned everything there is to learn. No, that's not who we are. There's always a different level that we want to tap into in order to be the best version of ourselves so we can show up for ourselves, for our loved one, and our communities in the best possible way. So elevate your growth is about every person in different aspects of their life doing what it is that they need to do to overcome and reach the next level.
Overcome and reach the next level. And as we're talking about this, you have this other philosophy around being able to build communities. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. As you're watching right now, I'm going to ask you first talk about what is a community, because we talk about building a community like everybody knows what a community is. And it'll be a two-part question. She can handle this, ladies and gentlemen. What is a community? And then is what's the challenge between building one in a space that you can't see everybody? I mean, that's virtual.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing about community is we do live in a digital age, so we're able to connect with people all over the world. So when it comes to that type of connection, we can do it through Zoom. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make it any less impactful. However, what we do is we like to get in the room. We host monthly events curated so that people are able to connect with other people that they could partner with, so that they could collaborate, so that they can hire and be hired. So, and we host them all over the world. We have an event coming up in Denver. We just had one last week in Charleston, and we had one the week before that in Myrtle Beach. So, we like getting in the room with people, and we like meeting people where they are and making them comfortable so that they can really show up and really connect in a real and meaningful way.
Ah, I love it, by the way. And attract more clients through strategic marketing, through collaboration. If you had to
Mhm.
give, and I know it's a broad question, but you had to share maybe 3 ideas. You're like, hey, if you're out there watching right now, and you're like, I want to be able to use marketing to attract clients. And the question is, what are 3 things or 2 things or 1 thing, whatever you want to share with the audience that someone could do and walk away with? What are 3 things they should take a look at?
I definitely think that everybody, no matter the industry or how long they've been in business, they need to program their chat GPT. They need to go into chat GPT and ask it, say, ask me 20 questions that can help you better understand my business. And you go through, you do it one time, it takes 15 minutes. That's how you program your chat GPT. And then you ask it, what are my problem areas? What are areas that I need to serve better in? What are areas that are unclear about my messaging? And it will help really empower you, and it costs you nothing, right? It will help you get clear about how you serve, because a confused client isn't a client at all, right? We have to get clear on how we serve, and that's the first step to attracting clients. So I would say program your chat GPT is step number one. The second one is read. Consume as much content as you possibly can in order to empower yourself, empower your knowledge, and, take a partner, have an accountability partner, or research the people that you admire how they operate, and see what it is that they did to accomplish everything that they did in life, and pretty much mimic them. I have a mentor. She generates a company that does $76 million a year. And whenever I am feeling like I need a little bit of guidance, I call her, ask her, "Hey, what book did you read that helped you learn about wealth? What was the first person that you hired to empower you with your finances? What was the first book that you read when you were expanding your team?" And she's always got a book for me to read. And you best believe I read those books, because not only is she winning financially, but she is balanced in her family life. She's balanced in her spiritual life. So it's not even only the one aspect of humanity. Don't just look at somebody because they're successful financially. Make sure that they are successful in all of the aspects that you value in your life as well. So that's the second one. Is definitely read, mimic your mentor's actions that uh, brought them success. And the third thing would be to leverage whatever you need to leverage, any skill set that you have, any offer that you have. You have everything you need right now to win, but you really have to have moments of introspection and quiet and time with yourself to see what it is that you have to offer, and then also evaluate what gaps that you have so that you can take the necessary steps to fill in those gaps so that you can win.
Well said, by the way. Well said. Thanks so much for sharing. As you were speaking there, I was like, man, her life is all together, ladies and gentlemen. It's just perfect. I mean, yeah, she could have more of a perfect life. I think it's a perfect segue to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. In fact, you can go ahead and say those magical words with me. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. And for everyone else who's joining for the very first time, I want to know what in the LL Cool J is going on. Well, today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means your past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny that past is, by the way, the past no longer really equals the future. And so my question for Alexandria on the other side is really two parts. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What goes through your mind? And number
Oh my.
two, what was a setback you had? Was there ever a challenge in your life? And, well, how did you overcome it?
That's so good. For January 1st, it just means reset. It means reevaluating your goals and making sure that you are in alignment with your future. And are you doing what you need to do to get to the place that you want to get? We have to be accountable to ourselves in our own personal journey before we can win. That's number one. And then the second thing, of course, I've had setbacks. Anybody, there's this running joke in the entrepreneurial community that all we do is fail forward. And that's completely true. But it's just, something that I tell my clients in my community is something that we have to overcome is our relationship with the word failure, because that will be the determining factor as to whether you learn from it and you grow and you pivot and you make different choices, you make different decisions, or if you let it beat you down to the point that you cave and that you don't tap into the fullness of your greatness and your calling and your authentic self. That's what that is. So I've 100% had setbacks. I think my largest setback, I consider myself my best friend and my worst enemy. So my largest setback, I think, was operating small for years because I believed what other people spoke over me. I dropped out of college, so therefore I was never going to be successful, and just buying into the narrative of my life, buying into the story that someone else wrote. And for a long time I played very small. I was not considered the woman that I am today in terms of being bold and being on stages and operating in a giving space because I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think that I could serve anybody. I didn't think I was good enough. So the largest setback I had to overcome wasn't the external lessons that I've learned over time. They, of course, have made me better business owner and better community leader. But if I hadn't overcome that first initial hurdle of eradicating limiting belief, I wouldn't even be in the position I am today.
Wow. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being so open, so authentic, and so vulnerable. We appreciate that. And one of the questions I like to ask when we have a few minutes, and we have a few minutes now, is what's one of the biggest lessons you've ever learned? And I'll frame it for the audience, so they understand that we're not actually come off the mountain with the 10 commandments, by the way. But if you had to reach back and say, man, I've had a lot of mentors. She's had more mentors she can count, ladies and gentlemen. She's probably read more books than she can even remember these days. And videos, 10,000 hours, what a joke. I think I'd do that with my thumb on the weekend these days, by the way. But if you had to step back and say, you know what, here's one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned, what would it be and why?
The biggest lesson is hands down is listen to your business intuition. Whenever I've seen red flags or whenever I've been apprehensive about a partnership or collaboration or a client, and I try to talk myself out of it with moving forward with it when my internal spirit and my guidance and being an observer of all types of red flags with dealing with different personality types, and you pretty much start to understand and realize who people are and identify who's not going to be a good fit. But in those circumstances where I moved forward when I knew that I shouldn't, I regretted it every single time. So, my biggest lesson would be to listen to myself when I need to honor my personal no. And no is a full sentence. No, full stop. I like to do respectful declines if something doesn't align with me, but I call myself like a recovering people pleaser, because there was a time where I would say yes to everything, to every opportunity, and that didn't do anything but make me tired. It didn't serve me, and therefore I couldn't serve the people that are in my life, my children, my husband, my community, my clients. So I think the largest lesson is honoring yourself, saying no when you need to, and don't be overly consumed with being liked, because regardless, you're always going to be the villain in somebody's story. It's going to happen. You can give people the earth, the moon, and the stars, and they're like, wait a minute, you didn't give me the sun. I don't like you. It doesn't matter. You have to honor yourself, and you have to honor your own boundaries. So I would say that's the greatest lesson, is when when it says no, when it doesn't align with you, honor that and move forward with the no. And don't worry about the discomfort of the decline, because it will save you at the end.
I love it. What does success look like for you these days?
Mm. Success looks like peace. Success used to manifest with me in my life in terms of material possessions. Now it looks like wealth, in terms of balance, in terms of health, in terms of time freedom, and in terms of aligning myself with things that give me the opportunity to live in my full calling and serve God in the process.
I love it, by the way. Spot on, by the way. And what do you enjoy most about what you're doing right now? Because you seem to be having a lot of fun. Like you seem to really enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, she was ready for this before I was. Okay, she was like, I'm ready to go. I've got something to share. I know it will change lives. I know it's going to impact folks' businesses, and I'm ready to go. I'm just curious. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing these days?
Mm, my goodness. That's a loaded question, because I enjoy so many things. I enjoy getting people in the room and seeing them blossom into the fullest level of themselves. I love getting people connected and collaborations, and watch people's dreams come true. People to tell me, oh my God, I just prayed for this. And I just came to one of your events and I connected with somebody, and now it's happening. I mean, it really, it really is the joy of my life to watch so many people step into their fullest calling, and to watch it unfold just from creating intentional, curated spaces for them to do so. That's the joy. That's what fills me up.
That's a good way to go. What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, helping people curate events and helping them attract clients and helping them make money and helping them feel good about themselves. What do you do for fun?
Mm. Well, I am in a point in my life where I'm hyper focused. So fun to me looks like downtime with my daughters, hanging out, getting boba. My daughter's favorite thing to do is go get boba with mommy. So I love just spending quality time with my girls. I love to read. And it's interesting. I try to get into, fictional stories and, that type of stuff, but I can't get into it. So like right now, I'm reading The Millionaire Next Door, and I love it so much. And it just have you read The Millionaire Next Door,
Yes,
Shay?
a
Yes.
classic. It's a
So
classic.
that's what I do for fun. I read, I hang out with my husband, I go for beach walks, and just relaxing my mind, and giving myself space to just be. Because there was a long time that I didn't rest until somebody told me rest is productive. And it was just like, it was a light switch that turned on for me, because I was like always in this perpetual cycle of doing. And if I continued that route, I would burn out. So you have to have something that you enjoy doing. And it could be as simple as hanging out, doing nothing. And that's what I like to do.
Practice the art of doing nothing sometimes. That works really, really well, by the way. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days? And number two, how can folks connect with you? Like if you want to give them something or a way them to connect with you, where should they go? What website? How should they stay in this conversation with you over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Sure. So our target clients are 6 and 7 figure companies that are operating in the service based and product based businesses. So we currently have a wait list, but you can 100% reach out to us, connect with us. You can reach me on our business line, and also you can text. I've got a gift for you guys also. But reach out to us at 843-481-0679 if you're interested in getting on our wait list. Or you can also text group to that number as well if you want to join our online platform, our Elevate Your Growth family over there. If you want to join us, hop in there. We have directors that go live every day with new content that helps you, empowers you. We've got free resources in our files tab, like you could come in there and immediately get access to our free business plan template. We have a model that models professionally. She's a director out in Pennsylvania. She's got a model book, workbook that shows you how to pose and how to move and how to nail every move and pose in front of the camera. So you immediately get access to complimentary resources.
Well, let me say two things. Number one, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I know you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. You're giving us the most precious resource you have, which is your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show, by the way. So we appreciate you showing up, especially since you have a lot of choices. I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life right now, whether you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming or you're on the uprise, like things are on the fast track for you. The one thing I believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. It hasn't changed. The Happy Entrepreneur. We out of here. Peace. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.